Hello, hello, and good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. We're back in action. Who's ready to go? Oh, there's no one in here just yet, but they'll be here soon. It's going to be a good day. Melissa Lee, number one, coming in hot. Hello, happy Monday. Yeah, I am a little bit late. I'm a little bit late. That's all right. That's all right. We made it. Happy Monday to you, Melissa. How you doing? Good to see you. My broadcasting software is being a little weird. I don't know what it's doing. Oh well, not that important. It's still working. Tide and Tara, hello. Welcome in. Folks, good to see you. Thank you for the heart me. Thank you for the tiny diny, Melissa. I appreciate it. The tiny diny arms. And hey, gifts for gifts. You guys know the drill. Whew. Whew. Little goblins for you today. Good morning. Good to see you. Simp1X, hello. How y'all doing? I hope you had a good weekend. You guys have a good weekend? What'd you do? What'd you do this weekend? Good stuff, I hope. Adventure with Quaid on YouTube. Hello, hello. Hello, my friend. Welcome in. Pleasure to have you. I hope you're doing well. I hope you had a good weekend. I hope you're ready to, hang out, talk about books and writing and publishing. Maybe do a little bit of writing in there, too. I don't know. We do that sometimes. Raffy, what's up, my guy? Good to see you. Tide and Terry said, which area of the map is the background from my book? So this background is actually I'm just trying it out. It is the back cover copy art for Wriggly Little Hands, which, there we go. It's that tower in the background, and theoretically that is a rendering of the Citadel of Shadow and Sin. So the legally distinct Mordor area. Yeah, here, I'll pull it up real quick. You'll probably remember, though. Nope, that's set to the wrong screen. Hold, please. There we go. Yeah, it's this tower right here. So yeah, good question. I appreciate it. And Melissa, you said you had a cook in yesterday. Couldn't cook out because of we had a cook in, not you had a cook come in, but you had a cook in. You cooked in yesterday because Ohio adopted a hurricane midday. Really? What went on there? That sounds insane. Grandmaster Sam, hello. Good to see you. Happy Monday. Adventure with Quaid on YouTube. You said, thanks, bro. How are you? Man, I'm doing good. I'm happy to be here. It's a good morning. It's a beautiful day outside. So let's have a little bit of fun streaming for a little bit today. What do you say? George Garsky, you said, hello, good morning. What type of books are they? The books are right here. These are my book ones. And the book specifically that we're referring to is top middle there, Wriggly Little Hands. It is a fantasy comedy about goblins on a road trip to save the Dark Lord and all the various ways they mess that up because they're not as evil as they think they are. It's fun, full of shenanigans, and a lot of fun in my opinion. You can get it on Amazon and Audible, an ebook, paperback, and audio. So hey, give it a look. You might like it. Sam, did you have a good weekend? I hope so. Hopefully better than Melissa, who apparently had a hurricane on Monday. I don't think a literal hurricane, but something quite close, I imagine. Bo, good to see you. Welcome in. I don't think it's I don't think a typhoon is correct either, George. I think it was a non-literal hurricane. But typhoons are in the Pacific. Oh, Bo, you like the new background. Thank you. We're just trying it out. We're just trying to. I thought it was kind of cool looking. You know, it's a little bit grayscale, but it allows for but it's gonna make it pop when you, boom, get to the writing background, the cover. Which hey, we are writing today, so we're gonna pop over to that one in a minute here. Bo, how you doing? Pleasure to have you. Yo, I threw my goblins at the camera as a gag, so now I'm down to one goblin today. So sorry, anybody that gives gifts will have to share the last goblin. The other two are all the way across the room. Raph, you said if you write with someone, do you need contacts and such, like in the music industry? What do you mean? Like if you were writing books or writing songs, or you just mean like knowing people? And I guess I don't really know anyone in the music industry, aside from using Spotify a whole lot. Melissa, you said torrential downpour out of nowhere. People pulled over on the interstate, but I had places to be. Okay, so you're just getting those intense, one of those intense bleh, summer thunderstorms. I still can't say it. One of those intense summer thunderstorms. There we go. I'm making my own tongue twisters. George, you'll give the books a look? Well, thank you, my friend. Thank you, George Karski on YouTube. I hope you like them, and thanks for being here. Appreciate you and Adventure with Quaid hanging out. Yeah, right, Melissa? Say that 5 times fast. Summer thunder... Messed it up again. Summer thunderstorms. Summer thunderstorms. That just sounds wrong. I don't know why. um... Oh, okay. Rafi, you said if I make a song with other people, I need contracts, NDAs, etc. Do you need the same with co-writing? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, it'd be advised to have them. I certainly have them when I've used them in the past. I don't think I have a contract for most co-writing. We kind of just agree to it, and then we sign a contract with the publisher that like lists us both as the author. And then there's publishing contracts and stuff. So yeah, it's probably pretty standard. Megan, thank you for the heart me, and same for you, Simp1X. I appreciate y'all re-upping that stream team. Here, a gift for a gift. Goblin for you, and Megan, Goblin for you. Make sure, as we always say, don't feed them after midnight. Hide your matches. Your house will never be clean again. I apologize, but they're very cute. They make up for it, right? Bo, you said you started writing over the weekend. You're trying to push yourself to 2,000 a day. Very good, my guy. That's a heck of a goal there. Rock on. Good luck with it. If you got any questions, need any inspiration and motivation as you push through, you know where to find me. But dude, rock on. Good luck to you. Tide and Terra, thank you for the what is that? Summer solstice gift. Or gift. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That's a big one. Have I given you a goblin today? Well, you're getting one now. Thank you very much, though. Very kind of you. AMA stands for Ask Me Anything. I'm finding out that it's kind of Reddit language, though. People on TikTok seem to not be familiar with it, or I thought it was a pretty widely understood term, but no, it seems like TikTok folks don't know it. So maybe I need to change it, or maybe I leave it there because it makes people ask questions and then drives comments. I don't know. Titan Terra, you're slowly collecting your goblins. Yeah? You're going to have a lot of them over there now. You're going to have a lot of... My voice just went out. My throat's all rumbly now. Test. I guess I was yelling too much at hockey last night. Anyway. Whew, folks. This is a writing stream, so I guess we should do some writing on it, huh? Well, you guys know the drill. I am working on A Wriggly Little Assistant, a prequel novella to Wriggly Little Hands. It's a fun story. I've been loving writing it. Very goofy, very, very satirical. I'm enjoying it. Can't wait to get it to y'all. I think I'm going to finish it this week. So, hey, fingers crossed, we're going to make a big push to finish it this week. But y'all, yeah, this is Write With Me Monday, so... You know the drill. I'm going to put 5 minutes right there on the clock. We're going to press play on it, and we're going to write during that time. So, folks, turn to a blank page, uncap your favorite pen, open your preferred word processor. That's another tongue twister. Preferred word processor. And we're going to write. Bop, boop, good morning. How you doing? Good to see you. And Gearbox, my guy, you made it in. Has your schedule switched, or are you just popping in for a minute here? But good to see you both. Good morning to you, Boop. I hope you had a good weekend. Folks, hope you all had a good weekend. If you did anything interesting, let me know. I'm going to adjust my lighting here because my hands are glowing. There we go. Well, Gearbox, we appreciate you stopping by, buddy. It's good to see you. When does your schedule swap back? All right, folks. Hey, let's do some writing. No glowing dino arms. They're still kind of glowy, but I like to sit next to the window. I got a lovely view outside. I want to look at that. So our lighting's a little bit bad because of it, but whatever. We're just chilling. Well, hopefully in this 5-minute sprint, my voice comes back, y'all, because it ain't sounding great right now. I didn't think I was loud at hockey last night, but I guess I was. Goal and an assist for me. I played forward again, which I haven't done in a long time. Normally I'm on defense. I will take the goal and the assist in a great game last night. But let's do some writing, y'all. If you're queued up to go, or you got some chores, or you're going to read, whatever you're going to do, for the next 5 minutes, y'all, let's be a little bit productive. So, I will be writing. Feel free to write along with me, or maybe you just want to kick back and enjoy the sounds of the keyboard. That works too. But, timer's timing. Let's get to writing. Alrighty. Oh, my footstool's out of place, y'all. A tragedy. Oh, how am I supposed to write if I can't kick back? There we go. There we go. All right. Let's see. Where was I with this story? It's been a hot minute since I was in this Word document. Come on. There we go. All right. Y'all are dumping those likes in there. I appreciate that. Yeah, someone's out there mashing the screen. I appreciate that. Oh, shake the hands out, folks. First writing sprint of the day. We got to wake them up. I was building furniture all weekend, so we're a little bit stiff. Come on, hands. I believe in you. Oh, first typo of the day. Time check. We got 2 minutes left. Keep the sprint going if you're writing along. Otherwise, hey, 2 more minutes of keyboard sound. (1992) Toyota Land Cruiser back on the OG account, I see. Welcome in, my friend. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well down there in the land down under. Titan Terra, you like the clickety clacking? Yeah, it sounds better through the microphone than it does in real life. So like, when I listen back to it, I'm like, wow, that does sound good. So I'm glad y'all get to enjoy it. Here it just sounds kind of normal, but I don't know. The microphone makes it sound like soft and nice, buttery, I guess is a term I've seen people use. All right, that timer's got to be low, right? 8 seconds. Okay, let me finish my sentence. All right, folks, there we go. First writing sprint done. Hey, if you were writing along with me, I appreciate you. Drop that word count. Tell me how many words you got, if you're okay with that. But let's see, we got a cool 216 words on that one. I'll take that. It's not a bad start. I've been really consistent lately with these word counts. My writing sprints have been like 200 words, give or take about 15 every single time. So hey, we'll take it. Let's pop on back here, hang out for a little bit. Folks, welcome in. I appreciate you stopping by. Happy Monday to you. We just finished our first writing sprint of the day. We'll do another one in a little bit, but if you were joining me, if you were writing, let me know what you were writing. How's it going for you? Alternately, if you got any questions about books, writing, publishing, all that fun stuff, please do ask. Always happy to talk about that. Another Michael, my dude. Hello. Good to see you. How was your weekend? I hope it was good. Oh, you know what, folks? I have not. I didn't publish yesterday my stream schedule at all for the week. But as always, I'll be here Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm trying that out. But Monday, we're doing the writing stream, obviously. Friday, y'all know what Friday's got to be. Friday's got to be Fantasy Map Friday. Absolutely favorite day of the week. So we're going to do that Friday. Wednesday, I think... we're going to go to the opening lines stream format again. We had a lot of fun with that last time. So basically, how that works is we read the opening lines from various books and we talk about why they work. You guys suggest books in chat on Wednesday, and I'll pull them up and we'll go through them and kind of dissect what is a good opening, how does it work, and why are successful books successful? A lot of that has to do with the first paragraph or two. So we're going to look at all that. We did it once before. It was a ton of fun. I can't wait to do it again. Tide and Terra, you said, do you like to write in sprints like this? Is it helpful when in a bind? See, yeah, you're kind of picking it up, Tide and Terra. It is very much, if I'm having, the way this came about is if I'm having trouble writing, just getting started or whatnot, I would just set a timer and be like, don't think, just write for 5 minutes. It can be utter, slop you're putting on the page, but something about just forcing that writing kickstarts the creative part of the brain. It's just kind of like, revving up the engine. It gets it going. So that's exactly the point, It's just tricking you into writing, and then once the creative muscles are pumping and you're thinking creatively, you can kind of go with the flow a lot easier. What about you, Tide and Terra? Do you like doing the sprints, or you get a different style for your writing? I know that you are editing your first book, I believe, revising, I should say. Simp1X, she said, "How was your weekend, my friend?" It was good. It was good. I built furniture functionally all weekend and rearranged furniture in various rooms, so no workout for me today. We got that all weekend. I think 7 hours of building and moving furniture on Saturday, and then 5 on Sunday, and then 2 hockey games. So we were pretty active this weekend. It was good though. Watched the F1 race while building, so it was a good weekend. I love it. I had fun. Now we got some new furniture in the house that looks pretty good, so we'll take it. Including, you can't see it, but there's a giant new bookshelf behind my computer here. I'm sure we'll get some pictures and video of it out there once it's... I still got to put the books on it, but we're doing a new bookshelf where I'm going to put all my books on it that I have written, as well as shipping and business supplies. You know, the less fun stuff. We'll keep those out of sight, but the good stuff will be on top. It'll be fun. So I'm excited for it. Simp, how was your weekend? 1992 Toyota Land Cruiser. You said, I'm good. Just got home from dinner with the wife. And good news, me and her are going to the U.S. for 4th of July. Man, that's a big trip. We all going to leave like in like 2 days if you're going to make it over there. Because I mean, the air travel for that's got to be like, I heard it's like 16 hours in the air or something ridiculous like that. It's a long way to go. But rock on, dude. I hope you have fun. We'll welcome you back for a little while, I imagine. Tara, you said, I usually do chapter sprints and just get it done, then go back and rewrite when I have more of a creative flow. That way I get it at least framed and still going. Okay, I dig it. I dig it. So you're like, you know, you're forcing yourself to just get those words on page with the sprints, but then when the creativity strikes, when the inspiration's there, you go back and put even more in. I like it. I like that idea of getting it framed out first, and then you can come back and fill it in later. That's the beautiful thing about writing. You don't have to do it chronologically. You don't have to nail it on the first pass. You just get those words on page. They can be edited, changed, removed. It's all good. Yeah, you're leaving tomorrow, Land Cruiser. That makes sense. It's a long travel, but hope it's nice. Hope it's nice and comfortable. As comfortable as it can be. Simp1X, you said, can't complain about the weekend. I had some friends over from out of town for a barbecue. Dude, rock on. Nice. What'd y'all make? Getting me hungry. Hey, we're getting back to our stream roots here, huh? Making Alex hungry first thing in the morning, talking about good food. What'd you have at your barbecue, dude? I don't even want barbecue food this early in the morning, but the thought of it's still making me hungry. Alicia T, good to see ya. Happy Monday. Welcome in. Hope you had a good weekend. Thanks for swinging by. Alicia, you are one of the OGs of this stream. Like, darn near day one, right? Gotta be like week one, I feel like. You've been here since this stream was, very small. And now we're just a little less small. I'll take it. Look, now we're a little less small, but also we have goblins. So, who's growing in the ways that matter? Tara, you have like 3 chapters. You have to completely rewrite. Still trying to get the right inspiration. Oh, the rewrites can be hard. They can. You go back and retread ground you've already tread. It's worth it in the end. Look, y'all, you know, I really dislike editing, but it's worth it. It really does make I have let's see. I don't think I have the cover here, but we can go to this. Turn off that. Turn on this one. So in book 3 of was it book 3? Yeah, wow. Book 3 of this series, Ward Nova Online. Book 3 is called Harbinger. There was a set piece scene about 2/3 of the way through the book that the first time I was writing it, man, I just wasn't there, and like I just really wanted to get through it and just kind of get it done and move on with the book. And the first time I wrote it, it was like, it was okay. But I knew it wasn't my best, and my editor came back and he's just like, dude, we got to rework this. Like, it's not firing on any cylinder. And he was 100% right. He was 100% right about that. And I just like took a weekend day, got a nice coffee, sat down, relaxed, and like reworked the whole chapter. And it has become one of my favorite chapters in all 3 books of that trilogy. It's awesome. I get compliments on it all the time, and it's like, I didn't want to sit down and rework it. It was worth it. It's so much better. It gave like doubled in length. It gave it the proper page time it needed. So yeah, the reworking is tiring. It's tough, but it's worth it. It's worth it. Simp1X, you said, what didn't we have? Cold salads, ribs, burgers, hot dogs, Polska kielbasa, cornbread. Man, you did it right. You did it right, dude. That sounds amazing. Oh, they have this thing here they do. I'm sure they do it elsewhere, but I was introduced to it in Houston. They do kielbasa with cheddar and jalapeno inside of it. Oh, oh boy, I'll take that any day of the week. Doc's death. You said, what does Nova Online have to do with the story? You mean the book that I'm writing today? Not much, but with the analogy that I was telling, everything. Welcome in, my friends. Good to see you. The author of Legend, dramatic name. You said music always helps me with my writing. If I find a song that fits the scene, my creativity starts. Ah, very nice. Author of Legend. What do you write? What's your genre of choice? I feel like whenever an author pops in here and I'm just like, so what's your genre of choice? It's like someone walking up to the bar and it's just like, what are you drinking? What are we getting you? Let me know. What are you rocking? That fantasy, sci-fi, urban fantasy, romance? Where we at? I know Tide and Terra's got that romantasy going on, and I'm fantasy these days. Top row's fantasy, bottom row's lit RPG. Mostly fantasy these days, though. I'm living my best writing life in not that one. The world of Wriggly Little Hands. That's comedy fantasy is my niche. I found it. I'll be sticking with it. Other name wasn't available. Good to see you. Happy Monday. Hope you had a good weekend. What'd you do? I built furniture and played hockey, and we had a barbecue this weekend from Simp 1X, and Toyota Land Cruiser is going to be coming to the U.S. for 4th of July. We've had some crazy events going on lately. What about you? What are you up to? It's good to see you. Author of Legend, you do fantasy/science fiction. Ah, that SFF category, the big one. The author of Legend is a character in your stories. Okay, that's fun. I'm getting ego vibes from them, kind of like the Bard. Would you say that's accurate? Alicia, you said I've been getting updates about the hockey draft all weekend for my hockey-obsessed friend in Colorado. Yeah, I'm right there with you, Alicia. I've been seeing a lot of that information trickle across my feed, and it's like I don't pay too close attention to it, but I guess it's a big time now that the Stanley Cup Finals are over. Got to get that draft. Give us some entertainment in the off-season. All right, y'all, I'm going to say 2 minutes, and we're going to do another writing sprint. So if you're going to write with us on the next sprint, this is your 2-minute warning. Wake those hands up. Get your word processor ready to go. Jack Ann, perfect. You're writing this morning, and you forgot we were streaming today. Hey, welcome in. Let's get some words on page here in a moment. Author of Legend, yes, very much. Okay, good. Then they remind me of, where's my picture? There it is. This guy right here on the cover of the Far Wild, Senecio Suleiman Nicolau. Very similar vibe to what I'm getting off of the author of Legend. He doesn't do any writing himself. He hires biographers for that. But in terms of the ego department and the playing up their own legend, he's big on it. He is the Empire's most beloved adventurer, or perhaps its most successful con man. And I leave it up to you to decide which. Other name, you said I play Pokemon Go, and last weekend was Go Fest, the annual big event to play, so you did just that. Rock on. I hope that was fun. You getting those steps in out there playing Pokemon Go. Rock on, man. What's your favorite thing about it? I've never played it. You know, a lot of people around me have played it, but I've not done that. I'm still playing the classic Pokemon games. I'm working my way through Gold right now. Finishing that up, then we're going to move on to Ruby next. Author of Legend, you said he always has a good deal for the other characters with a small price to pay, of course. Oh, interesting. Good deal on what? What's he selling? I'm interested. Jack Ann, you broke 10,000 words in your gothic fantasy last night. On a roll. Yo! Well done, Jack Ann. Gothic fantasy. Now, that sounds fun. Have you told us about that? Do we have any information about that? That sounds awesome. I'm a sucker for gothic fantasy. Yeah, especially like dark gothic. You get a little like Tim Burton vibe in there. It's just gothic has so much like richness and texture to it and beauty, and then to mix it with darkness, it's almost like dark chocolate vibes. I don't know. I love it. I'm a total sucker for it. You'll see those themes in my writing going forward. Other name, your favorite thing is it's a way for me, or for you, your wife, and your son to play Pokemon together. Man, that's awesome. That's wholesome. I love it. Good for y'all. Um, Good for y'all. I love that. I love that you got the whole family unit going, man. That's sick. Other name, what's your team? Who you rocking? All right, y'all, I gave a 2-minute warning, and here we are. 2 minutes have elapsed. So, next writing sprint. If you haven't been here before, well, welcome in. I'm author Alex Knight, and it's a pleasure to meet you. We stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 a.m. Mondays, we do writing streams like we're going to explain right now. Wednesdays, we do something a little crazy. Who knows what it's going to be? This week, we'll be reading the opening lines of books that you suggest and talking about what they do well, kind of breaking them down, seeing what's good about them. And Friday, we make fantasy maps. So we'll be doing that this Friday. We're going to pick up on, hold please, this one, the Dark Lord's Domain from Wrigley Little Hands. We've been making it on stream, and we're going to pick that up this Friday. But for now, y'all, it is a writing stream, so I got 5 minutes on the clock right there. In these 5 minutes, I personally will be working on a Wrigley Little Assistant. Title's up on top. And here's the artwork for it. It is a prequel novella to my fantasy comedy, Wrigley Little Hands, which is about goblins on a road trip to save the Dark Lord and all the ways they mess it up. That's what I will be writing, but you are welcome to write whatever you want. If you got something you want to work on, please, by all means, put those words on page. Or some folks like to use the time to read, and we've had artists that draw. Some folks do chores or make breakfast. Whatever it is, for the next 5 minutes, we're going to do it together, y'all. So, hey, good luck to you. The timer is timing, so I'm going to get to writing. And if you don't want to write, you don't want to read, you don't want to make breakfast, hey, kick back, enjoy the sounds of the keyboard. I've been told it sounds good. Oh, and if you have any questions about books, writing, publishing, all that fun stuff, please drop them in chat. And at the end of this writing sprint, we will talk about them. But for now, let's click and clack and put some words on page. Wow, that was really cool. I moved my hand on the keyboard and like my thumb knuckle hit the enter and just started a new line mid-typing. That was really smooth. Oh, and you know what? Let me add it in chat. Starting at 216 words. That's my starting word count for this sprint. Author of Legend, you're heading out. Well, thanks for stopping by. You said and answered my question earlier. He gives the character something needed, but something personal is taken from the character in return. Okay, I dig that. That's really cool. I get like D&D vibes from that. I love it. But hey, thanks for stopping by, and hope to see you again. We're here Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7 a.m. Pleasure to meet you, my friend. And good luck with the writing. Y'all, my disclaimer that I always got to give when I'm writing, if I'm making a weird expression up here, I tend to make the expression of that would fit the mood of the character I'm writing. It's like if they're really confused, you'll just see me be like totally confused as I'm writing. It just comes out. So enjoy the funny faces if they're there. But that's why they're there. Titan Terror, it's a live action replay. Yeah, it's a live play-by-play, basically. If you want to know what my characters are experiencing, just look at my expression. Oh, we're hitting the flow now. Alright, let's get a time check here. Oh my goodness, perfect timing. 7 seconds left. Normally I would say let me finish my sentence when we're low on time, but I time checked with the sentence finished. So there we go. That's the sprint. Y'all, if you sprinted with me, let me know your word count. Let me know how it went for you. Yeah, those 5 minutes go fast when you're in the flow. You're absolutely right, Jackann. And I was pushing it a bit there. I had a lot of, like, I knew kind of what was coming next, so I was really dialing in on it. So let's see. What was my starting word count? It was 216. Well, I think we were pretty much right on the dot again. Let's see. 429 words minus 216 words. 213 words. Wow. That's consistent, y'all. 216 words on the first sprint. 213 on the second one. Kind of annoyed it was 3 words less, though, not gonna lie. Should have been 3 words more. Folks, if you were writing along, let me know how it went for you, too. But let's get back. There we go. Back to the home screen. I think there was some chat that I missed right before. Oh, Jackann, you said about your Gothic fantasy. You'll share a bit in Discord after stream. Gothic is definitely fun as a purple prose leaning author. Nothing wrong with that purple prose. That kind of fits in the Gothic fantasy realm, you know. It's rich. It takes a while, you know. You kind of explain around things. Could work out pretty well. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it. And folks, I mentioned the Discord, so let me drop a link for it real quick. If you enjoy the fine folks that hang out on this stream, you can hang out with them outside of stream on our Discord. It's growing pretty good, 160 plus people in there, which is nuts, honestly nuts. But it's a fun place to hang out, so hey, feel free to catch the community there. You can share writing, share some art you're working on, whatever it is. We got a writing sprint bot. If you want to do writing sprints without me starting the timer, you can go do it with the bot we got in there. Sir Sprinto is his name. Our loyal sprint coach. It's a good time. Jackann, you said, I don't know how many words I'm writing on my phone. Hey, that's all right. That's all right. It's not really about the words anyway. It's just about getting the writing in there. Man, Jackann, I was kind of thinking about that recently. I do so much on my phone. I kind of want to mess around and connect like a Bluetooth keyboard to my phone and just see how it is to just fully like write on my phone. I already do so much work on it and whatnot. I'm interested, like the screen's going to be small, but with a full-size keyboard, just like Bluetooth it to your phone and just sit there and knock it out. I mean, could work, right? I imagine you're just writing, you know, thumbs on screen, tapping, which ain't nothing wrong with that. God knows I do plenty of that. But I'm just kind of curious. Like, I've even seen like little folding keyboards. If you just, you know, fold one out, plop it down, and like go to town, huh? Tide and Tara, you were just tapping and working through emails. Hey, it's a good way to start the day. Knock those out, right? Know where you stand in the day. Thanatos, you said good morning. I can't stay long, but I just wanted to say thanks for the feedback. Hey, you're very welcome, my friend. Was that, let's see, I think you posted in the writing share, right? Let me see. Some of the names don't line up on Discord sometimes. I think, yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, I was pretty sure about that. Hey, you're very welcome. Thank you for sharing. I love it when y'all share your writing. It's very fun to see. Thank you for stopping by, though, Thanatos. Good to see you. You cut your intro about half its size. A rock on. Yeah, it's a very common instinct I see in newer authors to want to explain everything up front. Because like you just genuinely you want your readers to know what's going on, right? But the little twist to it, the trick that people don't realize that you just learn as you write more, is readers want to know, but you got to capitalize on that. They want to know, so drip feed them. Like pose some questions, get them asking questions. We'll talk about this on Wednesday with opening lines. But you get them with a question that they ask themselves, and then you drip feed them an answer. And it's not quite enough, right? So they want more. And you kind of pull them through your opening by setting up that question and then giving an answer here and another one there. But you drag them on through it. So you never want to over-explain. You want them to have questions. Tide and Terror, you said, I like to have admin done before I write so I'm not pulled away. I love that. Absolutely love that. There's nothing better than an uninterrupted block of writing time to just like sit down for, you don't even know when it's going to end. You're just sitting down at the keyboard with a blank page and a world of possibilities, man. I love it. I hope you get that today. That is the best thing. Cat Dead, details later. Good morning. Good to see you. You said, do you outline and give backstories to your characters to get to know them before you start writing? It depends on the characters, and it depends on the book. I kind of change book to book. When I'm doing something more serious, like Servant of Rage, dark fantasy, kind of Dragon Ball Z-esque. But this one's got a lot of serious themes in it, some introspection, heavy combat with big stakes and consequences. For a book like this, I'll definitely have backstories and really know the characters well as I'm going into them, as long as they're important. Side characters, whatever, you pull them in as you need them and develop them as you go. But for this sort of deal, yeah, I know what's going on with the characters before they're introduced. It just, I don't know, it feels appropriate with a heavy story with big stakes. But then if we're doing something like a Wrigley Little Assistant or Wrigley Little Hands, for those books, I kind of just meet the characters as we go. I like doing that a bit more because those books are silly, they're fun, they're kind of breezy, and I feel like for that one, I don't want to burden myself with too much backstory. I'd rather create the characters and meet them as the story progresses and kind of spin that off into their backstory. Like Job, a lot of people like the Goblin Job in Wrigley Little Hands. He's very prim and proper. He has a little beard. He wears like academic robes that are all like worn out. My original concept for him was, hey, there's a lot of goblins in here that are like, dumb goblins. They don't speak in full English. They're silly and innocent and cute. One of them should just be burdened with like great knowledge and be like a very actually type character. And that was literally the backstory that I had for Job. And it developed into this whole thing. I wrote jokes about it and I was like, wow, I've made enough jokes now that I have a backstory for this character. So yeah, I guess it really depends on type of book. Serious books, I have the backstory. Goofy comedy books, we make it up as we go and then spin it into something fun. I think that's just a product of my comedy works best in the moment. It's kind of like improv. So I try not to plan too much. Just kind of get in the flow and let it happen. Good question, Cat Dead. Details later. Thank you very much for that. Thomas Carver, good to see you, buddy. How's the writing going? I know the workout's going good. Y'all, Thomas is doing a TikTok series where he's working out every day that The Doors of Stone is not released. So I think he'll be working out for the rest of his life, probably. But I respect the commitment, so I hope it's going well. I think you went kayaking recently, right? I haven't caught up on the Discord, but I believe you went kayaking. And I hope the writing's coming along as well as the workouts are, my friend. Jack Ann, you said also first drafts can just be info dumpy and cut it later in edits. Absolutely. Absolutely. Y'all never feel the pressure for your first draft to be polished. Enjoy your first draft. The first draft is you telling yourself the story. It's the only point in the creation and editing and publishing of the story that you might not know everything that's coming next. Enjoy that. Kick back. Let the thrill of discovery happen in your first draft. It's a fun, rare time. Don't put too much pressure on it. Have fun with it. Chase the inspiration through it. That's what I say. Tide and Terror, you said I prefer this style too, mostly on side characters. Which are the two styles? The having the backstory or making it up as you go? Triple FTP, welcome in, my friend. Welcome in. Good to see you. Happy Monday. Hope you had a good weekend. Let me know if you did anything exciting. Thomas, you said almost every day with physical activity, and Wednesdays and Sundays are riding or walking. All right. I bet you're itching for those Wednesdays and Sundays, right? I work out pretty much every day too, and then the 2 days off I have each week is just like, oh, thank God, I can be lazy. Kid Rage, you said I'm writing my first book. Hey, there's more to the comment, but congratulations, kid. Rock on, my guy. That's awesome. That is a special time. I'm excited for you. You said I'm writing my first book. It has been insanely fun. You just passed 16,000 words. Dude, rock on. Rock on, Kid Rage. Hey, what genre is it? What's the genre? What's the premise? Tell us as much as you're comfortable with. We'd love to talk about it and cheer you on. But hey, this is a writing stream, so let's go ahead and say in about 5 minutes here, we're going to queue up another writing sprint. Let's go ahead. We'll reset our timer here. There we go. So feel free to write along with us if you have time today. But, kid, this is also a writing help stream, so if you've got any questions or concerns about writing, publishing, author life, editing, all that stuff, please do ask me. I've been writing full-time since 2018. I've published, these are all my book ones. There's more than that. I've published 9 books in total, written, 12 to 13 now. So, I don't know it all. I definitely don't know it all, but I can answer a couple questions and help you out, maybe. Tide and Tara, you said let the characters develop on the page style. Gotcha. That is it's fun. It's so raw. It's surprising, right? I feel like as authors, you don't get to be surprised by your own story too much because you're always, figuring it out. You got your plot, probably. It's nice once in a while to let yourself be surprised. Not have it all figured out ahead of time. Misfits and Fable Beads, welcome back. Good to see you again. You said, anyone else get in the grooves of writing? One world building, randomly writing the backstory of side characters. I think it cut off the rest of the comment. Being in the groove's a nice place to be. It's, I don't know, there's a special flow state you hit when you're just rocking and rolling and like you're feeling it. I love it. I absolutely love it. It's a special place. It's hard to get there. It's a balance, right? You got to balance. Think about the story, not think about what's happening in the rest of your life, but not thinking too far ahead of the story, but just flowing with it. It's a balance, but boy, is it beautiful when you get there. Thomas said kayaking was fun. You went a total of 10 miles. Hey, rock on. That's a good workout. I love it. Tide and Terror, you said I made... Thomas, where did you kayak, by the way? I know you're down in the Tampa area, so I might have kayaked around that same spot. Where at? Tide and Terror, you said I made revision notes for myself as I wrote my full draft so I can fill in later as I find the story. Yeah, perfect. Absolutely. Don't feel the pressure to do it all in one shot. You can always come back and edit. Cat Dead details later. You said if I know any writer, they have a copious amount of ideas in an endless Google Doc. I don't know what you're talking about. I definitely don't have a folder called Story Ideas, Plot Fragments, etc. With about 95 folders and files in here. Full of exactly that. God, that's a lot. I feel like I've added a lot lately, too. This might be more than there might be. I need to get a new number. 96. 96 in there. Yeah. So, yeah, accurate. Very accurate. But you asked a question. You said, how do you stick to one idea? Well, that's really the That's part of the effort of being an author is like ideas are cheap. I hate to say it, but ideas are cheap. Anybody can come up with an idea. It really comes down to execution and dedication. It is sticking with the idea, executing on it in the process of writing your story, and staying with it all the way to the end. Um, it's why I recommend folks writing short stories when they start out, because it eases up the dedication a little bit, because short stories short, quick. You can submit it to contests when you're done, and it practices writing a novel just quicker. It's hard to get that dedication. It's hard to get that dedication right off the bat, so I like to build up to it. Like, you don't run a marathon off the start, right? If you get into running, you run a mile first, then you run 5Ks, then you run a half marathon, then you get to your marathon. I think short stories are kind of like that, and one of the many things they'll teach you is dedication for how to stick with a story and see an idea through to the end. So I'd say build up to it. That's the way to do it. Thomas, you finally introduced your vampire villain character and you made him look like Jensen Ackles from Supernatural. That's a good person to make him look like. I'll say that. A little bit of a twist there, you know. You're having the monster hunter become the monster. Kid Rage, you said your story is a YA superhero action comedy. You just started hitting that slump, switched to outlining more. Yeah, first of all, interesting genre, kid. I love it. Always love a good action comedy. We need more action comedies in the world. They're so fun. They're a nice balance. They really are, speaking of balance. But you've just started hitting that slump. Hey, do what feels correct outside of switching to another book. That's really my advice. Like, if you want to outline more, no worries. Sometimes you just got to brute force through. I mean, I hit a slump every book at like the 80% mark. 80% through every book, I hate it. I'm so done with it. But I know that it happens every time, so I just write on through it. Just keep pushing. Get to the other side of it, and things will be better. The slump, don't listen to the self-doubt when you're in the slump. It's all lies. We're our own harshest critics, and we will criticize ourselves more than anybody else, and that slump is just criticism coming out. Don't worry about it. Don't think about it. Cat Dead, you're also Tampa area? I got so many Florida people in the stream. I feel like TikTok knows that I have a Florida area code on my phone because I'm registered through my phone number, and it like pushes this to Florida people. There's so many Florida folks here. Thomas, Hillsborough River from Lettuce Lake Park. See? That's why I asked, dude. My childhood home is about 5 miles from Lettuce Lake Park. I grew up going to that park all the time. What a lovely area. I know the kayak launch you launched off of then. I know that park very well. Did they finish redoing the boardwalk? I know they were doing a heavy redo on like the whole boardwalk and observation tower. It was closed off last time I was there. Geogrim, my dude, good to see you. Welcome in. Happy Monday. How you been going, man? How's the stream been doing? I feel like we've been missing, ships in the night lately. How you doing, buddy? I love seeing the art that you finish. But how's the stream? You still growing? You got folks in there excited? What are the new? I need to pop in there. I need to pop in there on one of these days. Are you streaming today? Melissa Lee, you said, who teaches me how to stick with a story? I stepped away for a second. How dare you, Melissa? You're not glued to your screen for the duration of stream? Come on now. No, messing with you. I was saying for new writers, I recommend starting with short stories because it teaches you dedication. Kind of like how if you get into running, you don't jump straight into a marathon. You start with running a mile. Then you run 5Ks. Then you run half marathons. Then you run a marathon. I think that's how short stories are. They teach you how to get better, how to stick with an idea all the way through to the end. And you build it up to a full novel. Every weekday, Geo, nice. Yeah, for sure, man. Got to do that catch up. Every weekday. All right. Well, then when my schedule allows, I got to make sure I get in there. We've been pushing hard with the writing lately, so I've been locked into the zone. But now I got to come in, man. It's actually good background for when I'm writing, pulling your stream up. Y'all, Geo streams on Twitch, and he does a great art stream. It's really cool. You can watch a proper artist make their art. He does a great job. It's a lot of fun. Plus, there's some really fun reaction emojis and gifts that you can send. With the bits you get for hanging out on the channel, you can do some pretty funny stuff. Highly recommend. All right, y'all. Well, I said we were going to do another writing sprint, so let's go ahead. If you're going to join me on it, open up your WordPress processor, turn to a blank page, grab your favorite pen, and hey, if you're new, welcome in. I'm author Alex Knight, and we're about to do a writing sprint. For the next 5 minutes, I will be writing this novella on stream, and I encourage y'all to write along with me. Or, if you don't want to write, you can draw. You can do dishes, make breakfast, do chores, respond to emails, whatever it is. For the next 5 minutes, we're going to be productive together. But yeah, if you got any questions about books, publishing, writing, author life, anything like that, drop them in chat. Otherwise, y'all, we're going to start this timer here in about 20 seconds, and we're going to get to writing. So, wake those hands up. Oh, crack the knuckles, stretch the fingers, shake them in, shake some life into them. Melissa, you said work is whooping me today. Believe me, I'd rather be here with y'all. Yeah, the second week back. I hope you had a good weekend, Melissa, but sorry, you gotta be back there today. I hate that. You should be on maternity leave for another 3 months probably. But I hope everybody's doing good. Hope the family's happy and healthy. Whew. And with that, folks, gotta wake up. Get a little shake there. Let's get to writing. Oh, I felt good. I actually needed that. Oh, I missed my click. There it is. Timer's going. Let's get to writing, folks. Good luck, everybody. Harpy, good to see you. Yes, wake up. Let's get some words on page. Yo, I tell you, I went too hard this weekend building furniture for 2 days in a row and then finishing it off with hockey games. I laid down to go to sleep last night and I was like, oh god, I have to stream in 6 hours. This is going to hurt. Wheezing Weasel, good to see ya. Happy Monday to ya. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good weekend. We just started a writing sprint, so 429 words. That's my starting mark. Let's see where it is at the end. And y'all, as always, if you got questions, drop them in chat. We'll talk about it on the back end of the writing sprint. Harpy, I'll answer that one as soon as this sprint's over. Thanks for asking. Wow, all typos. I'm trying to get through my first sentence. Typos galore. Holy cow. I haven't had that many typos today, and now we're falling apart. Y'all, it's so weird how typos come and go. My first 2 sprints, 2 typos maybe. This one, I'm 1, 2, 3 sentences in here, and it's just typos galore. Where'd they come from? Who cursed me with typos, man? We were rocking and rolling. Now we're all over the place. Fat finger in the keyboard. Hey, Sam Shell, good to see you. Welcome in. We're just in the middle of this writing sprint, but I hope you're doing well. Harpy, it's me. I brought the typos in. I love it. I'll blame it on you, Harpy. That'll make me feel better. It's all Harpy's fault, everybody. Oh, no, Geo's claiming credit now, too. Well, I'll let you two sort it out between you. Which of you brought the typos in? That should be a new paragraph. Yo, it's. Do you ever have trouble picking when to start new paragraphs? I feel like all right, we're gonna talk about this at the end of the sprint here. I feel like y'all will understand this conversation. We'll get back to that. I should be writing right now, but we'll talk about it. All right, let's get a time check in here. I haven't done one. Okay, the time's done. Whoops! I was totally in the flow state there. Okay, boy, I had a couple things that I wanted to talk about from that one. Y'all, if you were sprinting along with me, hey, let's see what that word count is. Drop that word count. Let's figure out mine. I started at what? 429, and we ended at 636. 207. All right. Hey, look. Check against my list again and see consistency. 216 words to start, 213 on the second sprint, and 200 and what was it, 209, I think, on the third one. That's pretty consistent. Okay. Also, you asked me a question about that furniture, so let me note that. Okay. We got a lot of good topics that came up during that sprint that I wanted to talk about. Let me just make a note here so I can see them and not just forget them all, because probably I would. Melissa, you said I'd love to be home for longer, but I fear I might catch murder charges if I do. I need socialization. Fair enough. Gotta get back into the pool of folks, you know. By the way, Harpy and Geogrim, thank you for the heart me and the gifts. Y'all, seriously, right in here. I feel it every time. You guys are too kind. Thank you very much. Geo, Harpy. All right, Harpy, this one's for you. Wasn't your goblin? You can name him whatever you want. Don't feed him after midnight. Hide your matches. Your house is going to get really cluttered now. He's a bit of a clutter bug. But here you go. Gift for a gift. Geo, same to you, buddy. Same rules apply. This one's actually a minimalist, though. So he's actually going to clean your house. This is a rare goblin. He's going to make it better. So that one's for you, Geo. Appreciate you, buddy. Even if you both are bringing typos into the stream with your bad typo energy. Aren't they great? Y'all, shout out to, let me put it in chat, Little Lemon Stitches on TikTok. Put it into YouTube chat as well. They're the creator of this. They sell them through their website. So if you want to grab some little goblin guys, you can. What was it though? Where was the comment? Jack Ann, you said white space definitely helps a quick pace. White space, new paragraphs, dialogue, truncated sentences. I agree. I like trying to keep quite a bit of white space since my prose can get a little heavy / introspective. Yeah, break it up. Keep it kind of shorter. I'm glad you said that because it's exactly what I wanted to talk about with, like, I always try to, I think your writing should whisk you along relatively quickly. So I err on the side of starting new paragraphs more often than not. It breaks it up. No one wants to open a book and just see 2 pages of all one paragraph, right? It's like those old books that you would pick up from, like, I don't know, the 1800s, and it's just perfectly formatted, dense text down each side of the page. Oh my God, I'll drown in that. That's too much. So I like to start a new paragraph pretty frequently, but it should also be linked by an idea, right? Like, there should be a reason you're starting a new paragraph. A paragraph should finish the thought that it has, and it should be a new thought for the next new paragraph. So sometimes I'm sitting there going, is this enough of a new thought? Because, like, at the same time, your paragraphs should transition into one another, right? They should flow. It's like wet on wet painting. You put down one color, you put down another color, and you kind of paint them together. Your paragraphs should flow together. That they should continue a through line through the ideas while they're being different ideas. So often I get lost in that murky space of, like, is this a new enough idea for a new paragraph or not? I don't know, and I waste time trying to make that decision. Tide and Terry, you said I have a lot of white space on mine and do split it with each idea setting or even for pacing. It's a tool, right? It really controls. I like that you mentioned pacing there, because it really controls the tempo of the story in a way. There's a whole conversation there about sentence length as well, doing the same thing. Yeah, pacing's important, and you can control it based on the visual representation of your writing. Cat Dead, details later. You said, if you ever read Dolores Claiborne. I don't think there's a paragraph break in the whole book. Hold on, let me look at Dolores Claiborne. I know I the name's familiar, but I don't know if they're an author or it's the name of a book. Yeah, here we go. It says it's a novel by Stephen King. I've not read it. I know King does have that dense prose, though. I don't like that. Keep it short. Keep it short. That's just me. Wow, interesting. TikTok says I have a violation. Oh, clever. Username violation. You almost got me there, buddy. Very clever. But, we're gonna do that. You almost sold me with that bait comment, because I do get, idle warnings all the time on TikTok. It tricks me. It doesn't trick me. It just distracts me, because it tells me, like, inactivity detected. Complete this, prove you're human puzzle to keep it going. Anyway, Jackie, you said it's a great way to describe it. Totally agree. Just say fix it and edit. It's your motto. Paul, what's up, buddy? Hey, thank you. I'm glad you like the new background. We're good to see you, first of all. Happy Monday. Welcome in. Hope you had a good weekend. If you did anything fun, let me know. If it was a miserable weekend, then keep it to yourself. No, just kidding. I'm just kidding. You can vent if you need to. Nah, welcome in, buddy. I'm glad you like the new background. We're playing around with it a little bit. I think we've had a bit of a revelation of TikTok's the community I'm focused on, right? Y'all are the ones I'm trying to grow with. So I'm gonna do a little bit of stream revamping to make it a little more TikTok centric. I think with combined chat and the multiple text boxes and whatnot, and the old background. Hold on. I think it got a little bit cluttered, especially when combined chat was like hanging out here and whatnot, and TikTok crops it in, and TikTok puts stuff on my screen. It's just a little bit cluttered. We're gonna look at doing a little more simple, a little cleaner, a little more TikTok focused. Y'all are my primary audience. We're still streaming to YouTube. We'll still be talking with them, but I think we're just gonna try to pare it back a little minimalist going forward. So keep an eye on that, y'all. The stream's gonna be cleaning up a little bit lately. We'll see where it goes. We're trying some things. Yeah, thank you, Tide and Tara. I appreciate that. That was it's clever that they used the bullet point to start the comment. It did make it look like it stands out. Pretty clever. Jackie, you've had your live restricted from For You page for content when I had your Google Doc open? Well, what's up with that? I have my Google Doc open all the time. I show it on screen. TikTok's largely moderated by bots. It's kind of like I tried to make my store. I was going to sell books through here, and it just bans my store every time I make it before I list any products for a different violation. I don't understand it at all. So maybe we'll take another shot at that, but we'll see. Who knows? TikTok's wild. Paul, you said we did have fun. You met up with some new parents friends at the zoo. Rock on. You're trying to leave your comfort zone, the couch, so your son knows how to make friends. Good for you, Paul. That's awesome. Hey, everybody loves a day at the zoo. The zoo rocks. I'm glad that y'all went and did that. Did you see any cool animals? What was the highlight? What was the best animal at the zoo? Geo, you said the new background's pretty great. That's the left side of the Wrigley Little Hands cover. You're right, Geo. You're pretty good, my dude. You got a good eye for it. It's the back cover of Wrigley Little Hands, just no text on it. Oh wow, that was kind of trippy. But yeah, it's just it's the back of the art wraps all the way around, which I think is pretty cool. Good eye, my guy. Good eye. Jack, you said Jack Han. I even appealed it and it denied it. I'm literally writing this is my content. Yeah, totally agree. TikTok is great for discoverability. It's great for meeting folks and building community and whatnot. But it is terrifying because at any point in time you might just get auto banned, and their tech support is mostly just like AI, right? It's terrible. And they could just take it all away in an instant. So that's why, folks, that's why I always say, make sure you're in the Discord. I'll drop that link again if you're not. In case TikTok, I don't know, brings the ban hammer down or gets banned in the US. Like, TikTok might bring the ban hammer down on me, or the US might bring the ban hammer down on TikTok. Who knows? Be terrible either way. But we're here, we're having fun, and join the Discord just in case so we can link up somewhere else if the worst is come to pass. Paul, you said the bonobos were very active. They had a new baby and seemingly welcoming it to the family. Dude, rock on. Bonobos are great. They're super fun. I've got a thing for apes. They're very interesting in all varieties. I like I said, I studied anthropology a little bit in college, and I would have gone for a full degree in anthropology if my college hadn't dropped the degree program my sophomore year. I don't know. Anthropology is fascinating. It's weird to look at, a chimpanzee or a bonobo or a gorilla and there's so much intelligence going on back in those eyes, man. They do micro expressions just like people, and they have deep community bonds and stuff. It's wild. It's absolutely wild. I'm glad you had a good time, Paul. You and the family. Destroying Dan, good morning. Good to see you. Welcome in. Hope you've been doing well. Happy Monday to you. Arian Knight, my dude, what's up? Man, I love your videos. Y'all, if you want to get into coding, check out Arian Knight's videos. My dude's got a novel approach. I love it. It's super sick. I know a little bit about coding, but I learn more from watching those videos. Check them out. Cool dude, good approach. Good to have you in, buddy. Moose, you said you saw polar bears at the St. Louis Zoo on vacation. Only few zoos can have them in the U.S., I think. Yeah, that kind of tracks, man. I feel like I've seen polar bears. SeaWorld in Florida. I think that's the only place. I guess I never thought about it. Well, rock on, dude. I'm glad you saw them. They're super cool. They're terrifying. They're big, and they really do like eating people. Vance on YouTube, my guy. You said nice teeth. Yeah, I got the. It's the stream. It's the stream. It makes everything washed out. Like, look at my hands. My hands are glowing. I swear to God, y'all. I'm outside 4 or 5 days a week these days. I got a decent tan, but the bad camera makes them look really white, and the decent camera still stains my teeth whiter than they are in real life. But hey, we'll take it. We'll take it. Harpy, you've got pandas at the DC Zoo. Nice. That's hard to get too. China controls the kind of who can have pandas and whatnot, and they're all on loan. Only place in the world they're found, and China is very protective of them, as they should be. Read a whole series about that a while back. Y'all, hey, great writing sprints today. I got 620 words. I'll take that. That's a good start. It's a good bit. Folks, if you don't know who I am, Thanks for dropping in. I'm author Alex Knight. These are my books. I've been writing full time since 2018, and the bottom row here is fantasy, or is lit RPG. The top row is fantasy, and these are all book ones. A lot of these have follow-ups. Servant of Rage on the top left is getting sequels. Warden on the bottom right is a completed trilogy. Paragon on the bottom left has got 3 published out of 5. 4 is written. 5 I'm finishing in the next couple months. So yeah, what I like to say is if you want to support the stream, give these a look. They're on Amazon in paperback, ebook, and audiobook. Check them out. And if any of them catch your eye, please ask about them. I'll tell you fun little facts about them, maybe. Erin, good to see you. Y'all, Erin is on a work trip right now, so she's not right behind me in the next room. She is out in Los Angeles, or actually Santa Barbara specifically. Oh, thank you, Harpy. I did have other things that I wanted to talk about. Thank you very much. I totally got off track. To your question, over the weekend, I built 3 bookshelves and an entertainment center, as well as moved a 8-foot tall bookshelf into another room, moved like a 6-foot tall bookshelf into another room, and then rearranged all the furniture in that room, and then put all the books back on the bookshelves, and then built these big bookshelves you can't see behind the camera, and I'm going to sort and put books on there as well. It was a lot of furniture, but the house is going to look better for it. My office is looking a bit better. The bedroom is now we made a reading nook in there. It's very cozy. It's super cool. And the changes in here to the office are going to be for my author stuff. I'm going to have my books on these bookshelves, my stock for sending out copies and whatnot. Basically, my author career stuff is around the house. I got a station downstairs. I got a little desk in one part of the living room. We're going to get all that consolidated into one room. It's going to be nice. Get my label printer set up so it's easy to use and I don't have to pull it out of the box every time. All that work stuff. It's going to be good. We're making a proper office in here. There we go. John Mitch, my friend on YouTube, welcome in. Good to see you. I am an author. These are my book ones. You can find them on Amazon, Audible, ebook, paperback, audiobook. I write primarily fantasy these days, but I did lit RPG for a while, so the bottom row is lit RPG, top row is fantasy, and my newest one is Wriggly Little Hands in the way up top center. It's a fantasy comedy about goblins on a road trip to save the Dark Lord. That's very much the brand I will be doing going forward. Comedy fantasy. Someone once called me Timu Terry Pratchett, and I am flattered still. I thought that was an incredible compliment. Jake Hartman on YouTube. You said when the wife's away, it's time to play. And by play, I mean rearrange the entire house. Jake, you get it, my guy. You absolutely get it. I love rearranging furniture, and when Erin's gone, it's the perfect time to just focus in 12 hours of furniture rearrangement. Or I don't know, I just install bidets or magnetic door stops or new whatever. I don't know why. Whenever she goes on a work trip, I gotta work on the house. Bert, the art behind me is actually the back cover of Wriggly Little Hands. It's blocked with the text, but that is the back cover art. And I love it because the front's really bright, and then it grayscales out to the back for the Dark Lord's domain. So that's the new background we're trying out. I really like it. I think it's simple and fun looking. John Mitch, you said, I admit it's a bit weird to see a writer on stream, but good luck. Well, yeah, thank you, Mitch. Yeah, there's not too many. There's a fair few writers on TikTok that stream. But yeah, today's my writing stream, so we have been putting 5 minutes up on the timer right up here, and I write for those 5 minutes. And sometimes we do straight up on-screen writing. We just pop over to Word docs, and write it live. But today we are writing a novella that I'll be publishing, so I'm hiding the screen for spoiler reasons. I don't want to spoil the whole story, but some of the streams we do, we literally we watch the keystrokes live. And on Fridays we do Fantasy Map Friday. We're working on a new fantasy map with your chat's input. And hey, we can pull it up real quick. Hold on, please. There it is. There's the map we've been working on. we made some good progress. We made this creepy region last Friday, the Barrows of Blissful Bewilderment. The lore we created is when you're on these hilltops, you can think clearly and normally, and you might be able to see a way out. But in order to get out, you got to descend into these foggy woods, and as you get down in there, your thoughts just kind of scramble. You can't think in the soup, and you get trapped wandering in the mists until maybe you find your way out. This is the map for Wriggly Little Hands, where it starts at least. You can see our goblins down in here. Here's our little goblin village. And the back cover art for Wriggly Little Hands is actually this tower right here, the Citadel of Shadow and Sin. So make sure you're back on Friday, y'all. We're going to be working more on the map. It's going to be a good time. Odin Hill, what's up over on YouTube? How you doing today? You said, if I can ask, how would one become an author for a series like Warhammer or Star Wars? Do you write a book, then get approved, or get approval, then write? Odin, that is a very fascinating question, my friend. I've not been asked that one before. I do actually have some insight into it as well. One of my author friends, has written a lot of books for the Black Library, the Warhammer 40k universe. The way that I have seen authors get into that is basically you're recruited. You're either a ghostwriter, career-wise, or you're just an author that writes books that get the attention of the curators of the Black Library, and they just reach out to authors, particularly ghostwriters, and they'll be like, hey, we got a book that we need written. We think you might be a good fit. Let's see if we can work together. So that's typically how you would get into something like that. You'd want to have a ghostwriting career or several books published. And you just kind of catch their attention. Maybe know someone who's worked with them. And kind of like any business, it's kind of who you know. You got to network and make connections with folks that are in that world, and then see what you can do. I've had the opportunity to write for the Black Library, but I was transitioning out of ghostwriting at the time, so I turned them down. But I'm sure it would have been an incredible experience to do. So yeah, that's kind of how you get going with properties like that. Fascinating question, Odin. I love it. And thanks for tuning in. Good to have you there. Geo, you said Lit RPG Con is coming up soon, right? Yes, sir. I will be there. I don't think I have a graphic for it. I don't think I have one. I need to make one. Yeah, guys, Lit RPG Con is in July in Denver. I will be there in person, be a panelist, and be walking around. The concept of it is it's going to be like a writing convention. Authors will be there to meet readers, and we're going to do panels in the mornings. And then in the afternoons, there will be a lot of like D&D gaming, collaborative gaming type things where the readers will come and get to play games with their favorite authors. It's going to be fun. And let me grab the dates real quick since I don't have a graphic made. July 18th through 20th in Denver. It's going to be a good time. I'll make a graphic about it. Bert, you said nice in regards to the stream background. I'm still working on Servant of Rage and then Thief, so I haven't grabbed Wrigley yet. Hey, it's all good, Bert. I appreciate you reading through Servant of Rage. And thank you for mentioning Thief of Honor, because, y'all, it is very close to done. Let me see if I can find the cover in here. There it is. We are sitting at 27,500 words after the first editing pass. And we'll see how it goes with the next one. But I expect that Thief of Honor is pretty much wrapped up, and should have news about it very soon. I'm excited. So maybe about the time you finish Servant of Rage, Bert, we'll have Thief of Honor ready to go, which, if y'all don't know, this was the first novella that I wrote on stream. We are now working on A Wriggly Little Assistant. But Thief of Honor kicked it all off, and it should be published pretty soon. Bert, you said you're taking your time with Servant of Rage because you don't want it to end. Well, I'm not going to make any official announcements yet, but I'll just say this. We are looking ahead at what books will be written next, and I think you'll be very happy with the decisions that are going to be made in that regard, specifically in regard to Servant of Rage. Jack Ann, you said that's so cool, but also so much pressure and structure. I could never. Hashtag pantser for life. Yeah, I feel it. Hey, pantsing, writing by the seat of your pants is nice, Jack Ann. I feel that. I do like to do it from time to time. Cat Dead, details later. You said since you have a history here, come to Tampa Comic Con. Cat, I have attended Tampa Comic Con as a fan in cosplay before. I would love to come back there. I think I still need to get a little bit bigger as an author to really get invited to those, but I'm able to pull down some smaller Comic Cons as a guest. So yeah, I would love to come down to Tampa Comic Con. I'd love to get back there. Got some good memories. Slendy, my dude, member number 11. Congratulations, dude. Rock on. Thank you very much for re-upping the stream team so consistently. Y'all, cheers in chat for Slendy hitting stream team member 11. Level 11. My guy. Rock on. Good to see you, buddy. You gotta go grocery shopping, but you're stopping in to say hi. Well, good to see you, man. Good to see you. I hope you had a good weekend. Odin Hill on YouTube, you said sorry for the questions. No, my dude, don't apologize. You're all good. Please ask as many questions as you want. That's part of what we're doing today. He said, I'm just so utterly curious. Do you need any form of degree to make published novels, or you just can contact publishing companies? Odin, you do not need a degree. All you need is the will to write and, well, a book. That's the beautiful thing about writing, man. Anybody can jump right into it. And I like to say that every story in the world's already been told, but it hasn't been told by you. Your voice, the way you think about and see the world, the way you would just describe the world, that's what makes your book unique, right? No one else can do that. Only you can. So trust your creative instinct and just rock on with it. You don't need any formal education. You don't need a degree. Realistically, the best thing you can do to get better at writing is just read books and write. Practice. When it comes to publishing specifically, for traditional publishing, which I think is kind of what you're thinking, you would query a literary agent with the completed manuscript of your novel, and if they like it, they would talk about wanting to work with you, and then you'll workshop that manuscript together, and then they will send it off to publishers. That's kind of the basic gist of it. So you actually start with agents before you go to publishing companies. Flow and Form 3D Printing, welcome in, my friend. Good to see you. You said, what's this? This is our writing stream. We stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 a.m. Central, and on Monday we do writing sprints. So we pop over to this screen here, and we start that timer, and I work on my novella on stream, and I encourage y'all to write along with me. Yeah, I also take questions about writing, books, publishing, all that fun stuff. If you don't know, I am author Alex Knight. I've been writing full-time since 2018. These are my book ones. The bottom row is Lit RPG, the top row is Fantasy, and the most recent one is Wriggly Little Hands, way up there in the top center. It's a comedy fantasy about goblins on a road trip to save the Dark Lord, and, well, they're goblins, so they mess it up a lot. Oh, you got a finished manuscript, Flow and Form. Rock on, dude. What's it about? What's the genre? Are you trying to trad pub it, or what's the plan? And hey, congratulations on finishing it. That's huge. Mafia romance. That's a big romance subgenre right there. There's always money to be had in mafia romance. Congratulations, dude. I hope that are you going trad pub with it? Like what's the next step? Jake Hartman on YouTube said, do you ever work on 2 different series at the same time? Jake, I try not to. That's a me thing, though. I'm a one-track mind kind of dude. I'm not good at working on multiple things at once. I very much get it done straight through, then next thing. So I try to work on one book at a time. Yeah, that's really my approach. I know authors that do it differently. There's none. It comes down to personal preference. It's what you want to do. But like I said, I'm a one-track mind kind of dude. Folks, I also want to mention before we wrap up here that oh wait, I'll get back to that. I want to talk about Flow and Form 3D printing. What they put in chat. You tried self-publishing, but it's too expensive. You have zero clue for trad. Well, Flow and Form, you're in the right place. We constantly are taking questions about publishing. I'm happy to help you out. If you have a completed manuscript and you're thinking about going TradPub, the next step is to find literary agents and query them. So what you're going to want to do is look up literary agents who represent romance, even better if they represent your specific subgenre, mafia romance, and you send them a query letter. There's a great resource. let's put it in. Why am I on cap lock? r/self-pub. Sorry, that's not right. Pub tips. If you're going to be doing query letters, I just put it in TikTok chat. I'll put it in YouTube chat as well. Reddit.com/r/pubtips is an incredible subreddit for learning how to write query letters and for just learning about traditional publishing in general. Flow and form, you won't need an editor before querying agents. Agents expect that the manuscript will be relatively raw. Now, they'll want you to have done a pass on it and clean it up. Like, there shouldn't be obvious typos. It should just be cleaned up and nice. The best self-edit that you can achieve on it, the best typo hunting you can do. And format it in standard manuscript format, which is going to be 12-point font, double-spaced, with your last name and the title as a header on the top right. And there's definitely some other format I'm forgetting there. Oh, Times New Roman or Arial for your font, or Calibri, or Calibri? Calibri is how you say it. And that's really it. You query them, typically like the first 3 chapters, along with a cover letter. Yeah, you query literary agents, and they kind of walk you through the process if you sign up with one. There's a lot of good information out there. Yeah, feel free to shoot me a DM. I can link you to some of those resources where you can learn pretty well about it. I actually hold on, let me check real quick on my Discord for the writing resources. Yeah, here. Let me drop y'all a link to Discord. We got a Discord for this community where folks hang out outside of stream. I just dropped the link there for TikTok. Here's YouTube. If you go to that Discord and go to the Writing Resources channel, I have a list up there of curated resources to help with a lot of this stuff. Particularly how to query agents, query tracker website, pub tips for how to learn how to query agents, agent offer etiquette, as well as Publishers Marketplace, where you can find agents that are selling books in your genre. Weirdo, hello. You said you just finished the first draft of your D6 TTRPG system last night. Ended up under 20 pages. Yo, rock on. Well done. Hey, look, I know how to write books, but that sounds complicated to me. So rock on. Congratulations. So it's a tabletop role-playing game system. How does that work? What do you have to make for that? I don't even know. Jack Ann, you said Gina Denny on here has awesome content for query letters too. Okay, I've never checked her out. I'm glad to hear that. Odin Hill, you said, what books inspire you most and help your creativity? I am a huge fan of Douglas Adams and Terry Pratchett. Love Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Love the Discworld series. Outside of them, I also love Joe Abercrombie. It's out of reach. I have his special edition of his newest book over there that I'm reading right now. So yeah, fantasy and sci-fi, Douglas Adams, Terry Pratchett, Joe Abercrombie, those are my big 3, really. Michael Crichton coming in as well, maybe tied for 3rd. Love Michael Crichton. Sorry, chat, I'm falling a bit behind. Simp1X, you said, what's the difference between trad and self-pub financially? Sorry if you answered this. No, you're good, man. You're good. You don't got to be sorry. I'm always happy to re-answer because every time I say the answer, it might have new folks in here that haven't heard it. TradPub, you functionally don't have to pay anything. Well, you shouldn't pay anything at all. Like, you don't pay anything. You get paid to do TradPub. How it would work is when an agent picks you up, you work together on your manuscript, and then the agent uses their industry knowledge to query your manuscript to publishers that they think it would be a good fit for. The idea is the publisher gets excited about it, they want to acquire it, and then they will pay you in advance for the manuscript, for the right to acquire it, and the agent gets 15% of that, and then you get paid your advance, and then you earn royalties. Once you're published, you earn royalties against that advance, and once you earn out of your advance, you earn enough royalties that you have paid back your advance, then you just earn royalties in perpetuity. So with TradPub, basically, or literally, you don't pay anything except your time, and you get paid for it. For SelfPub, you're going to have to pay for an editor, you're going to pay for your cover art, you're going to pay for your marketing plan, etc., etc. Where typically the publisher would front all of that as part of buying your book. They'll pay you in advance, and they'll pay for the editor, they'll pay for the cover art, etc., etc. So yeah. Melissa, you got opinions about font. I love it. Who was that? Someone followed in here, and I didn't react to it in time. Where was that? Flow and Form. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Good to have you in here. We'll be streaming again on Wednesday, and we're going to look at opening lines of books. I'm going to have y'all. So think about your favorite books, guys, because on Wednesday, I'm going to have you give me the titles of your favorite books, and we're going to look it up right here on stream. We're going to read the opening lines, and we're going to talk about why it works. What's the author doing? Why does that opening attract people? Melissa, you said everyone always praises Times New Roman, but you prefer Bookman Old or Book Antiqua. Those are nice fonts. Gotta agree. I've used them in some graphic design. LT, you're currently working on your historical romance. You got 4 hours free this morning to do so. Yo, LT, rock on. 4 hours free. We were talking about that earlier. Isn't it the best thing in the world? It's just the best thing to sit down. You got your carved out time for writing. No distractions. Just get to that writing. I love it. LT, I hope it goes good for you today. Fingers crossed. Rock on. Weirdo, for your tabletop role-playing game, you came up with dice pool mechanics, so it lays that out, and then all the custom species, classes, and a sample quest with gameplay examples. That's a lot, dude. Rock on. That's some serious world building right there. I love it. That's exciting. I've never done anything like that. Super cool, man. Players weave their magic in real time with collaboration from the GM. Weirdo, that's incredible. I love it. That's super cool system. I love that. Hey, are you going to play it soon? You going to play it with anybody? Simp1X, you said if they really like the book, do they ask for a sequel? If it ends open to one. Yeah, okay, two things, Simp. One thing, always pitch books and write books. Unless this goes against the story, then don't do it. But I think the best way to write a book is what we call a standalone with series potential. That's an industry term, but basically the book is fine on its own. It's encapsulated by itself, and it's good. It stands on its own. But you put a couple threads in there that make the reader go like, ooh, but I wonder if... And the idea there is the book is a standalone, but there is potential for it to be a series. And what you're doing is you're letting, if the book takes off and does really well, you've already got room to write a sequel. So never close that door on yourself. Always allow room for that. Because if that was the first thing. Second thing is the way it works is sequels are ordered from publishers based on sales, not how much they like the book. Really, they might love the book, but if it doesn't hit its sales targets, they're not going to invest in another sequel. So it's purely a sales-driven decision. Yeah, Rafi, you're exactly right. The advance that you would get in TradPub is a lot like a loan. You don't have to pay it back, but it's literally just they're saying, we expect that this book is going to earn money, and in order to acquire your book, we're going to give you some of that money up front, and then you're going to pay it back as you earn royalties, and then when we are even, we will both earn royalties on every sale. Greg Alicious, you said you're writing your own book. You're stuck on chapter 2 for 3 years. Greg, I'm sorry to hear that you're stuck, my dude. But hey, join us Mondays. Monday we do this writing stream. We've finished it up now, but we put 5 minutes on the clock and we write together on stream. But let me see if I can't give you a little bit of advice, Greg. I think something that might help you. If you're stuck on chapter 2, I suspect, I could be wrong, I suspect you might be overthinking things. Try to just set a timer for 5 minutes and force yourself just to write in the story. Don't doubt it. Don't worry about it. Just set that timer, and for that time, just write. Even if it's garbage words, that's fine. You can edit it out later. What I find is if you just force yourself to get there and just get those words flowing, it kickstarts the creative wheels in your brain. Get that engine going. And then it's easier to write. It's easier to progress. Give that a try and let me know how you think it's going. I hope it can help you, my guy. Tide and Terry, you're still scared for querying. Hey, I feel ya. Querying's it's tough. It's long. There's a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of rejection. Hey, a lot of authors get rejected by agents 60 times before they get one, but it's only one yes you need. So I would advise if you're going into querying, go in knowing that 99% of agents are probably going to say no, and that's not a rebuke of you. What they're saying is this book, agents, when they pick a book up, they want to pick up a book that they truly believe in, that really resonates with them. So if it's just being a good enough book isn't good enough. I've gotten plenty of agent rejections over the years that were like, look, this is a publishable book. I like this book. It's good, but I don't know how to sell it. Or it's just not, I know that I'm not excited enough about it that I'm going to do justice by it. So we're going to let this go to an agent who is truly excited enough that they're going to jump on it. And regrettably, it is a bit subjective of agents are looking for good books, but they're also looking for good books that really excite them because it takes time to represent books. They can't be representing 200 books, So it's very subjective. Don't let the rejections scare you. Take a look around reddit.com/r/pubtips. I'll put it in chat again. It's a wonderful, supportive community and very educational for people that are querying. Someone asked when we're streaming on Wednesday. It's going to be 7 a.m. Central Time, so same time as today, and we're going to be doing the opening line stream. So yeah, think about books that you're excited about, that you like, and we'll read their opening lines, and we're going to break down why they do what they do and if it works. Tide and Terra, you said I wrote in mysterious villains through subtle foreshadowing to be able to continue in a series. Yeah, exactly. That's perfect. That's the idea, Tide and Terra. You know what you're doing. Simp1X, so if they expect to make $5,000, they'll pay you that $5,000 up front. No, not quite. Simp1X, the way it's kind of like the way it works is the advance you get paid is often based on your level as an author. 5,000 would be a good advance for a starting author. But the more history of demonstrated sales you have, the more you can command in an advance. The advance really isn't based on too much what they expect to sell, so much as what they think you will accept as an author, and what they can afford to invest in you as an author, because they are taking a risk giving you that money, and if the book doesn't sell at all, well, they just lost that money, because they don't get that advance back from you if the book doesn't sell. You keep that money. Tide and Terry, you said how much is an advance usually? I think my numbers are a bit out of date. The average advance, I think, is around like $6,000 to $10,000, and that's going across the breadth of the industry. We've had a bit of an issue in publishing lately of publishers are giving a lot of money and attention to their top-earning authors, which makes sense, but it used to be the top-earning got the bulk of the attention and money, and then there was a mid-list and then a low-list, and the mid-list authors used to be thriving, the middle class of authors, basically. They were not as sure a bet, though, as buying the next Stephen King book, right? So publishing has shifted to putting more money into the top-earning 1% of authors, the sure deals, the Dean Koontz and Stephen Kings and whatever. So it's a little bit harder to come by decent money in advance these days. That being said, as a starting author, I think you could expect anywhere from $5,000 to like $12,000 for an advance. It is a negotiation on some level, so your agent and you will negotiate with the publisher on that account. And then if you do well, your next book you can command more, and you can command more, and you earn that up. But $5,000 to $12,000, I think, is an acceptable range for your first advance. Seth Quincy, good morning. Good to see you. We're just wrapping up here, but glad you made it in for a little bit. You've been using the snowflake method recently it's for outlining, right? I've never used it myself. I'm pretty sure it's for outlining, but I'm glad it's working for you. Rock on, Seth. Glad to hear it. Raffi, didn't J.K. Rowling get rejected almost 100 times or something? Yeah, she did. She definitely did. And I believe Dune, Frank Herbert Hebert, that's the author, right? Yeah, Frank Herbert or Hebert. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. He was rejected so many times that he actually, I believe, queried an automotive manual publisher with it, and they published it. And then it exploded and took off from there. So even industry professionals like agents and publishers don't always know what's going to sell, They take their best shot, but they're human. Odin Hill, you said, what's the snowflake method? I actually am not qualified to speak on it other than I know that it is a method for outlining a novel. If you just Google snowflake method, you'll get a website for it that breaks it all down. I know a lot of folks use it for outlining. It's a pretty successful way. Another one is called don't kill the cat, I believe. But if you look up typical outlining methods, all of these will come up, and with details on how to do them. Flow and form, second-person POV is a thing. It's hard, and it's a little bit jarring to a lot of readers. It is a thing, though. A minority of books, a small minority, are published in second-person POV. POV is really dictated mostly by genre. Fantasy is expected to be in first or third person, largely, and I say fantasy because it's what I know most. I believe romance is primarily first person. I'm not an expert in romance, so I could be wrong. But genre really dictates POV more than creative whimsy for the most part. Oh, you're very welcome for the answers, Simp1X. I'm glad it helps, man. I'm always happy to talk about it. Jake Hartman on YouTube, you said Pierce Brown got rejected and scrapped like 4 books and took a final shot with Red Rising. And here he is. Look, y'all, I like to say if you're going to publish, there's so many hurdles. There's so much rejection. There's so much stuff that goes wrong. Make yourself inevitable. Be like Thanos, man. Just straight up say, I am inevitable. It doesn't matter how many times you reject me, I'm coming back with another book. I'm coming back with another query. Like, if you want it, make it happen. Just stick with that. Be so stubborn that, like, hey, maybe you're banging your head against a brick wall, but be so stubborn that you're going to break that wall down eventually. Publishing requires that. It really does. It is a long game. Luck plays a lot of hand in it. You just got to be stubborn. Make yourself inevitable. Quincy, you said it's been so much fun. I've made a lot of progress in my outline that I wasn't making before. Good stuff. I'm glad to hear it's working for you. Snowflake is a very well touted method for outlining. Oh, and you finished Servant of Rage, dude. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. It was a lot of fun. You love the audiobook. Rock on, dude. Thank you so much. Please do leave a review if you can on Audible or Amazon. I'd appreciate it. Thank you for reading and enjoying it. Rock on, my guy. Tide and Terry, you said, I'm determined. Yeah, get there. The flex emoji. That's the spirit to take into it. Rock on. I got a good feeling. Rafi, hey, you could always... Rafi said, I'd love to talk about outlining. Y'all talking about it sounds like a foreign language to me. Rafi, you could always, just for fun, try to outline a short story. Get in the trenches a little bit, get a feel for it, and then maybe you could talk about it with us too. Don't have to, just saying. Get off my lawn guy, you said what's a good way to learn to query? I need to start that by the end of this year. Okay, so get off my lawn guy. My #1 resource is reddit.com/r/pubtips. I just put it in chat there. Hopefully it didn't censor it. Let me know if you see it come through. That is an incredible subreddit of people that are querying and going through the publishing process. Excellent advice. Like, as a professional author, that is my #1 resource that I recommend for going through the querying process. They have example query letters. People share their data of, like, I queried 80 agents and I got 76 rejections, and then got my acceptance. It didn't go through. Okay, so we'll put it up again. It censors it if I don't do .com like this. There we go. Reddit.com/r/pubtips. That's a great place to learn about querying. But if you Google just like how to write a query letter as well, that's going to come up with good advice. And then if you're on my Discord, go to the writing resources channel. I have some good resources in there for traditional publishing. That's kind of what I would recommend is my starter pack of things you should know and websites you should use. But also, I'm always here to answer your specific questions, so please do ask. Any stream day, I will take questions about publishing, and more than happy to answer. Whew, boy, all right, y'all. Rapid fire questions at the end there, but we got through it. Thank you for your questions. I hope I could be a little bit enlightening today. But thank you for hanging out. Been a great stream. We got 620 words written and talked about publishing. Look, we're going to be back here on Wednesday, 7 a.m. Central Time. We're going to be reading the opening lines of your favorite books, so come prepared. I get some homework. Come prepared with your favorite book title, your favorite book that you've read, and then let me know on Wednesday, and we're going to pull it up, and we're going to look at the opening line and break it down, look at it from a technical perspective. And y'all, well, I've been author Alex Knight. streaming Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 7 a.m. Central Time. These are my books, y'all. If you want to support the stream, consider picking one up. They're all on Amazon as ebook, audiobook, and paperback. And you got fantasy and lit RPG. Give them a look if you want to pick one up. Hey, I appreciate you. Folks, thank you for joining me today. Let's go ahead. We're going to wrap up with a shout out. Thank you so much to Jake Hartman on YouTube, as well as Odin Hill. And I think we had another one. Yeah, John Mitch and Vance and George Garsky. Thank you, YouTube, for hanging out with us. And of course, we got a long list on TikTok to shout out. Thank you, Tide and Tara, for being here. Geogrim, it's good to see you again, buddy. Melissa Lee, I'm glad to have you back. Cat Dead Details Later. Always laugh at the username. I love it. Jack Ann Marie, Leisha T, LT Simp1X, Rafi the Engineer. Thank you for being here, folks. Flow Inform 3D Printing. It was a pleasure to meet you. I hope to see you again. Other name wasn't available. Get Off My Lawn Guy, Toyota Land Cruiser. Y'all, appreciate you being here. It's always good to see you. Oh boy, Greg Alicious, good to meet you. Seth Quincy, good to have you back. Sloyd, OG, always hanging out. It's good to see you, buddy. And Ava, I don't know how to say that. AVAUA.A78F. Good to have you, my friend. Y'all, thank you for hanging out with me today. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'll drop that Discord link one more time if y'all want to hang out with the community outside of stream. There it is. If you don't know, all of my stream replays are on YouTube, youtube.com/at author Alex Knight, or you can go to my link tree in my bio, grab it there. We got replays of 4 months of streams back there. And then last but not least, everybody, a very special thank you to Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.com for the use of his songs Farm, Manor, Cottages, and Northern Glade, which have provided our background music today. Hey, we'll crank it for the play out. Thank you, Kevin, and Incompetech.com for allowing us to use this music, as well as special thanks to community member Rafi the Engineer. Rafi, I appreciate you, my friend. You made our 5th background song, Midnight at the Round Table. Thank you very much, Rafi. I appreciate that. Lastly, folks, if you've enjoyed the stream, give me a follow so I can catch you on the next one. I'd love to hang out. Remember, Wednesday we are going to read opening lines, and then Friday, there it is. Friday, we're going to be working on a fantasy map again. So, folks, tune in for those. It's going to be glad to have you. Happy to see you today. Hoping to see you on the next one, folks. Thank you for being here. Simp1X, man, I'm glad to have found you as well, dude. It's been a good time. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the questions, the comments, interacting. Y'all, that's been a good one. I appreciate you being here. I'll see you on the next one. Get ready for Wednesday. Do some cool stuff between then so we can talk about it. I'll try to do the same. Y'all, thank you for being here. Stay excellent and be excellent to each other. And we'll see you on the next one. Peace out, folks.